It's BB and Dealey, we know you have been waiting, so here's another podcast about movies, burn after watching.
Welcome to the Burn After Watching podcast. I'm Borderland.
And I'm Dan.
And today we are closing our Spooktober month with our challenge of going to new heights, new depths of like exploring horror movie, which I am no longer scared of. Personally, I'm over it. So, I mean, I'm welcoming it. Next year, I'm like, let's go. I mean, at this point, I'm wondering if we should allow people to pick the movie and really try to scare us. Maybe we're just not good at them. Like, pick them.
Yeah, I think it's, last episode we kind of talked about we can't trust lists, but maybe we can trust our fans. So I think that's the best bet. Maybe we're looking too surface level.
I mean, the first year was not too bad, but this year kind of finished on a kind of man note for me. Today we're going to talk about Halloween 1978 by John Carpenter and Rosemary's Baby 1968. A couple of oldie. Chance to be goodies. We'll see what we think. Let's start with Halloween, which I think is the one I have like the least to say about. What was your impression?
I just didn't like it. I liked it in the sense that this was more entertaining on a non-horror level. I think like this movie being something from the late 70s, there's you have to allow quality of that time to not like cloud your judgment on the quality of the movie to a certain extent, right?
Yeah.
But this for me was more of a like why I would watch movies that are just pure entertainment value. It's not something scary. Like Michael, I think is his name. Like you get like the kind of like the backstory of who he is and how he got brought up. But I think it's not a horror film. It's more of a like a poor man's like action thriller. Like it was more like just funny than anything else.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is horror, but it's not scary anymore. And I don't know if it was ever scary. I know that it's considered a classic, and I think there's probably a portion of like seeing this earlier on maybe it was scarier, and now it doesn't hit the same. It's more just a classic status that keeps carrying on. I felt like the first 5 minutes were scarier, where it's like the kid and there's a lot of like POV shots, and that's interesting. And then the last 15 minutes, when you really have like Jamie Lee Curtis going after Michael Myers, that's better, but the performance are very just okay, like leaning bad. And then you also have kind of like just poorly made things, kind of weird cuts. Like there's a lot of like this feel very student film, and I know there was a very small budget, and it was like first, like it's cool that they were able to do all of this with very little, and it worked. Like I don't know if you know, but the Michael Myers mask is actually a Halloween mask of what's that old dude in the original Star Trek, the science guy. Oh God.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm gonna Google this. Shatner.
Yes, William Shatner.
So it's a William Shatner Star Trek character Halloween mask that they painted white.
Oh wow.
So that's cool. That's kind of interesting. That's fun, and it works. I like it. He's just standing there, kind of creepy. He's not doing much. He's a little bit like a Frankenstein kind of thing, where he's just like a bit slow, kind of just moving around. I like that you never know what he look like. Like, there's interesting things, but it's like overall not really scary, not really thrilling. Kind of just something you put on TV, and you can kind of look at your phone for like pretty good big period of time, and you don't miss much.
Yeah, like he was referenced multiple times by Jamie Lee Curtis's like kid brother as Boogeyman. You know, like they're trying to build up like this like backstory that like it's Halloween and like a boogeyman's gonna come and kidnap you, and there's like this like fear component of like this mystery person, but like Michael Myers in and of himself, like he's like, I put this in my Letterboxd review, but he's been in a mental institution for like 15 years or plus, because he got taken into custody when he was like under 10, and he's an absolute behemoth of a man. How the hell was he able to create muscle mass when there's some like learning disabilities, there's like he doesn't speak at all, and he's somehow for being someone who looks like he's like 6'4", like 250, dry, and just I assume underneath that like Carpenter like or painting like attire, it's just all six pack. He's so quick on his feet as well. Like he's able to bounce around without making a sound. And there's a moment where the brother is looking outside the window and it's like the boogeyman is there, and he's just walking. He's just slowly walking, like a brisk Sunday. He's going up to do like some errands, and I was like, what? Why is like near the end when Jamie Lee Curtis is trying to run away from the boogeyman, like no one's helping them. She's like knocking on all the doors, but he's just walking. Michael Myers just like slowly walking, and why don't you just like run away? Like it just. Why stay in this little like 2-block radius? And it's just so many questions around. It's so easy to just run away from Michael Myers.
Yeah, I guess he must have worked out with the bully from Hit Chapter 2, because they both like just go to jail and just stay extremely jacked, no problem at all, staying in shape. Yeah, like that's the big thing. I also feel like the beginning is kind of interesting when you're setting things up with like the mental institution, all that. But there's like 30 minutes of just people walking, talking, Michael Myers just driving. And I know it's kind of cool that like Michael Myers just walking around in full daylight, no problem. Yeah. He's just driving a car around, full daylight, stopping, kind of looking around. It's kind of like interesting, I guess. Like it's a bit silly at the same time. I feel like this is a big part of the movie, whereas I feel like it's Jamie Lee Curtis with like a dumb friend talking and walking and talking and walking. And it's just like, all right, like let's get to something. Like there's really like not much in the middle. Like it's kind of building this, it's kind of trying to build this thing. But for me, like the daylight was not doing much in terms of like setting the vibe. And I feel like they were using the music, which is a great great soundtrack, like amazing soundtrack. Yeah. They were using it so much though. I was like, he's just walking around in full daylight. It's not like let's play a score again. It's like, all right, let's chill a bit. There's also a lot of part with the kids watching TV, and it's like eventually let's move on. Let's see something else. I feel like they were padding a bit the time. And the kill were like just fine. Like when he like hanged the dude in the cupboards just with the knife, like he's elevating him above the floor. Like that makes, to me, that's not scary because it makes no sense. And you just stand there and just look at him. And I was just like, all right, like I'm not that scared of him because like you said, like he's just so slow. Yeah. It doesn't seem that smart either. Is he demonic or is it just a mental health kind of situation here?
I think it's just like he's extremely like psychotic, like serial killer-esque vibes. Is like the his original attendee or doctor when he's trying to find Michael is like he can go on an absolute killing spree, which it kind of like hints towards like him killing the teenagers. And like what I couldn't understand is like why they targeted Jamie Lee Curtis. Was it just because her parents were selling his childhood home and he saw her and all of a sudden like became attached to it?
I think that we were asking the same question because me and Mary were watching it together and we were like, why is he like, she dropped the keys, but that's it. Like, why is she so attached to that house? And like the kid is also, I mean, also he started killing people around her, which I guess anybody related to, to me it was I didn't understand, but I guess are we supposed to understand if he's just gonna start killing people he's not really like logic based, you know, like he's not he's not making choices like, all right, like this is why I'm killing this person. It doesn't feel like he's making a lot of like choices based on like this will make sense if he doesn't have a grand plan, you know, like maybe in the house there's a big map with like a bunch of little pins and cord, but we haven't seen it. Maybe it's his second film.
You know, I think like the most curious thing that like my takeaways from this movie is how the hell has this franchise lived so long? Because I think Jamie Lee Curtis, like modern day, recently returned to a movie with like Jenny Ortega in like the most recent release of this franchise. So it's been going on for like what feels like, I guess, is like 30 plus years.
Yeah, I think they have new movie coming out soon. I know like there was a Rob Zombie movies of Halloween, I think. And then there was a brand new series, like a trilogy of Halloween Kill, Halloween Ends. And it was supposed to be like wrapping up the story for the first time. But then it didn't wrap up the story because they were like, we're making so much money. I think A24 bought the franchise or leased the franchise so they can make movies now.
Oh, wow.
Like Halloween movies. At this point, though, it's like you have so many of those like killer. Is Michael Myers that unique? Mm-hmm. That like seeing a horror movie that he's part of it, is it that special? He's just a guy with a knife. Like it's not in The Mask, obviously, but like maybe like you learn more about him in like the other movie. I'm probably never gonna watch them because I was just so bored with the first one, to be honest. But you know, like, why would you not just watch, like, what's so interesting about him? Like, he's just a guy with a knife, and he's a mental patient. But I feel like, you know, like, Joker is kind of one of those guys. Like, a lot of, like, just super regular movie, like, thrillers have just a guy with a knife as the quote-unquote villain. So, like, what is so unique? Maybe you have the score, you have some nostalgia, but to me, like, I don't know. Like, I was not scared. I don't think I would ever rewatch this, to be honest.
No, I think it's the only interesting like thing with this, and it's like maybe a movie franchise we should consider for next year, is Nightmare on like Elm Street or 13th Street or whatever. That has like Freddy Krueger, and Freddy Krueger also has a crossover movie with Freddy versus Michael.
I thought it was
like an Alien versus Predator. Yeah, I think that's it.
Jason is another dude. I think Jason is the... Oh, God. Jason is the Dream
Claw. Yeah.
Nightmare... Yeah. Is it Nightmare on Elm Street?
That's maybe a Christmas movie.
Holy. We are howling
It is
ourselves.
a Christmas... No.
Okay, so Friday the 13th is one of them. And Nightmare on Elm Street is the other one. So Jason... is the guy with the striped T-shirt and the claw. That's Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched that. It's not that bad. It's all right.
Okay.
The other one is, we just said it, Friday the 13th. That's the guy with the knife again. Or I haven't seen that, but like that's the camp in the wood story, I think.
Yes.
But
same but different.
Same but different. It pains me because I really thought that this was not going to be scary, but be good. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of like meh on it. I gave it a 3-star. It's mostly because I think the last 10-15 minutes are pretty good. The music is pretty good. It's like a soft 3-star. I don't want to burn it because it's not bad, but it's not a save in the sense that I would never rewatch this, most likely. So I'm going to burn it. I think I'm just going to burn it.
Yeah, 2.5 for me, instant burn. I won't ever revisit this again.
I would need a really good reason. But yeah, I heard the third one is good.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. Apparently, when John Carpenter did this, he wanted it to be like an anthology where like every Halloween is a new killer, a new story around Halloween. But Michael Myers was so popular, they were like, oh, we'll just keep going with Michael Myers then. Yeah. And then they totally changed the plan. But apparently for the third one, they did an anthology and it's a totally different story. It's totally unrelated. It's just another kind of horror movie based around Halloween. Anyway, we'll see. Maybe I'll watch the third one. But very, very much disappointed in this one because I wanted to like it. I was like, maybe it feels like a bit like Blair Witch Project, where I was like, maybe it's just a really good film in a genre I don't like, but it's not. It's not. All right, let's go into Rosemary's Baby, 1968, Polanski. This was the one I was the most worried about for some reason. Of all the film that minus Bring Her Back, this was the one that I would like. I was actually worried about outside of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of long, 2 hours something. I think you. I was surprised, but I think you liked it more than me. So, why don't you talk to me about what did you found? Like, what did you like about it?
I think it like 2.5 hours is way too long. I'll just call that out. It's way too long for this story. But what I liked was there seemed to be like almost to like an inception. There's like layers of dreams, right? There's like a surface level understanding of what Rosemary is going through, and there's a much deeper, like almost like hypnosis of witchcraft, of like almost like bending the truth. So I kind of like that element of people are really disguising who they are, and there's it takes a little bit to kind of get into it. I thought like the storytelling in the beginning was a little long and a little like or like long-winded, but as we kind of got to understand that like these neighbors are really caring, and they want like obviously for the wrong reasons, but they want like the best in Rosemary and her actor husband, and it like really cares, and it starts to like almost like peel layers off as the story gets along. It's like, oh, like them being so close to Rosemary and the family is a little weird. Like, why are they weird? What happened to, like, what was the relationship between what I can't even remember the name of that couple who are witches, but what was the relationship between them and that homeless girl that they took off the streets? Like, was the expectation that she was also going to give them a kid? So it's just, there's a lot of layers to this, and as you kind of pull back of the kind of cringy witch nature of this, there's a lot to almost talk about.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a really it's interesting. It's an interesting film. I agree with you that like the first part is kind of slow. It's setting up a bunch of things. The characters, there's a bit of repetition to overall, like a lot of the action just repeat. It does help like Rosemary kind of figure things out, and you kind of like, if you're still kind of unclear about what's happening and you have one of those story where you're unsure if you can trust her, to me, like it's like this unreliable narrator where you believe that something is wrong, but like to which extent it is wrong. And I feel like the movie maybe insists a bit too much that we shouldn't trust certain people in the film. And if they didn't do it as much, it would be a lot more impactful, because you could play the game. Is she actually going crazy? Is she actually like imagining a bunch of things? Or those people are actually like bad people? And I think that the big thing here is that it's too easy to be like, nah, those are definitely bad people. It's very clear. It's too suspicious and too much like one way. There's maybe a few characters, I think like the first doctor, you kind of trust at first, and then you end up realizing that you maybe should have not trust him. Versus the other doctor, which is like clearly, the main doctor is clearly like a bad doctor, like he's in cahoots, he's definitely part of it. Like really, the husband, spoiler alert, everyone. The husband made a deal with the devil to be in a TV movie. Yeah. Which is like, seems like the worst deal. I mean, it's kind of a bad deal.
Terrible. Why not?
That's all he could get. Yeah. He's not even famous. It's like he still have to act in a TV movie as a replacement. It's not like he get rich and he get cast into a big Hollywood movie. They keep downplaying like how little this is. Like, it's not even a big deal that he's in this movie. And he's not even, it's like the guy that was supposed to be the main actor, or I don't even know if he's the main actor, go blind. and then he gets to replace him. And it's like, it feels like you could have asked for a lot more by like giving your wife to the devil.
It's probably like he definitely wins the award for like shittiest husband of all time.
Big time.
Because he's just sacrificing his wife to essentially be impregnated by the devil and to bring in the spawn of Satan to the world. Like, you're giving up so much for a TV movie that might not be successful. Like, why not wish for like 1,000 wishes, or like I want to become a gazillionaire, like a genie, you know? Like, this just
get
seems
more.
like,
if you're gonna make the deal, just get anything. Like, just get more than that.
totally. And like, I just don't understand, like, though, like, why has it taken so long for them to find the perfect vessel for the spawn of Satan? Like, it seems like
they tried with the other girl,
Right.
that like jump off the window. I think they tried, but then the other girl figure it out, and then like basically like kill herself.
Right. Like, I almost equate this movie to, or like in my brain as the movie was finishing out, the movie Get Out.
Yeah.
Like, there's elements of like hypnosis and bringing someone into like your coven, so to speak. So what I found and what I found so interesting was like there's an Asian guy in there. Like in the last scene when Rosemary wakes up, I was like, and he's like a photographer, but he's also a witch. In the movie Get Out, there's an Asian guy there too, and I think there's like almost like a commentary on like class. You know, like Asian guy's there because, you know, he's, I don't know, rich or walking in like the same groups or whatever. And I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, the deal seems so bad. You know, you're not a household name as an actor. You seem frustrated when Rosemary doesn't want to talk about acting. So like, you're a working class actor. Why not already get to the finish line?
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrible deal. I mean, come on. He's an actor, but he's so bad at gaslighting his own wife.
Yeah.
Like, when she wakes up after like their whole ritual, she feels weird. She's in bed. And then she's like, what happened? He's like, oh, you had a couple drink, and then we came here, and then basically they had sex. That's what he says to her. And then she's like, while I was sleeping? And he's like, yeah, it was kind of, I was drunk too. And it was kind of exciting. Like, necrophilia and shit. It's like, you're an actor, and that's what you came up with. You need to have a reason to basically say, I had sex with you. Even if like the next day you could just have sex with her in the morning, anytime during the day. It could be like within a week of the whole ritual, and it would have been totally fine, right? Yeah. But no, like, he was like, no, I'm gonna go with the whole. I just went for it, and the whole time that he's gaslighting his wife with all the shit that is happening, and like why he doesn't like his old friend, and why those new friends are great, and why the doctor knows everything, and we should always go to the doctor. He's so bad at it that she end up like totally losing trust in him. At first, she kind of like thinks that he's like on her side, and then he realized that he's not at all. And then like, even like what happened with our friend that come visit, and it's all suspicious about what's happening, and like all our other friends are suspicious about like the way she's being taken care of, and the whole book story, and like figuring out that they're witches. Like, even once he had the book, he's like, oh, no more of this book, and he put it on a tall shelf, and then next day she goes to read it again, it's gone, and he's like, oh yeah, I threw it away. And
that's like, it's bad for you.
Yeah, it's like he's so bad at trying to keep this a secret. I feel like he's the weakest link. Like, if it was someone else, maybe she would have never figured it out. I think it's kind of silly that she never went to see another doctor ever. Yeah. But I mean, whatever. Like, I can kind of understand. Like, also, like, she doesn't necessarily have the money to just go to multiple doctors. He's the one that makes the money. So eventually he would have to be part of the decision to go to another doctor or something. And he would have said no, or like find a way out. But I was like, all right, like all in all, I think that it's a bit too long and repetitive. I think it's an interesting story. I'm kind of like curious. I when we get to the end, I thought she would kill the baby. And I was kind of like,
for sure.
I was like, go for it. Like when she
Yeah.
kind of, I thought she was like, oh, look at that. She's pretending that she's kind of getting into the cult, into Satan. She's like, all right. And he's like, oh, all we want from you now is to take care of the child. And then I was like, let's go, baby. Let's go. I hope you stab that thing right now. I want to see it. But that's not what happened. Like, how did you, like, what does the whole end like work for you?
The ending was weird because I thought it was going to be like a mirroring of that friend who threw herself out the window. I thought she was going to grab the baby and jump out the window because that would have been great because like the witches, I'm so sorry, are a bunch of bitches. Like they're that one lady who is when Rosemary's in bed and they're kind of like taking her milk. She's such a pain in the ass.
Nurse?
Like,
yeah.
The nurse, like, you just want to punch her in the face. And when she's rocking, like, the spawn of Satan, and she's like, she's not ready. She's not, Rosemary's not right for this. I'm like, I just wanted her to somehow, like, melt, you know? Like, Rosemary, like, threw water at her, and then she just died on the spot. But I did think it was a little disappointing that Rosemary has just bought in and now she's a part of the coven and she's going to raise the spawn of Satan.
Yeah, because basically she starts looking at the baby with like tender eyes and then it cuts.
Yeah.
Like basically as if like she start to be like, well, you know, even though it's the son of literally Satan and he has demon eyes, which that was a great line. She see the baby for the first time and she says, what's up with his eyes? And then one dude is like, he has his father's eyes. Satan's eyes. I was like, you didn't need to say Satan eyes. Everyone knew what you were talking about. It's so clear. But it was so funny. And then, yeah, she started looking at her kid who has Satan eye. So like almost like, I'm picturing like cat's eyes.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, she kind of started looking as if like, it is still my child though. And then like the camera cut and it's the end of the movie. It sucks. I mean, even your idea of like she take the baby and jump, it would have been great as an ending. She take the baby, she jump. It cuts to black, and then you hear like a baby crying as if the baby didn't die. Like that's a great like little like you know, like it didn't die. But now, I guess she's I don't think she's part of the cult, but she's basically like motherhood. You know, like being a mother is stronger than everything else. Kind of like. Ending, but it's like it's a demon. Like it's only gonna bring bad stuff. It's like as if Michael Myers' mom, after killing his daughter, or his sister, was like, "Well, he's still my child. I'm gonna still, you know, take care of him, and I'm raising basically a serial killer." But like, what you gonna do?
But also, like, let's say the movie continued for another 10 minutes. The husband is now like a cock to Satan.
Yes. Well, yeah, he signed up for it. It's so funny that he tries to be like, oh, you know, they told me you would be fine. It's just a baby. I thought, you know, it's just a baby. We're so much better. Like he was trying to sweeten the deal. I was like, he was trying to sell her on the deal as if like. If you know the type of deal we got, you would totally be on board with this.
But yeah, I gave this one 4 stars. I think there's like potential. I would watch this again. Maybe a few more years later. Maybe if they made a remake. I feel like there's like a remake here potentially to maybe cut down on some of the time. Use modern day actors. There's probably something there. 4 stars. I give it a save.
I mean, that's pretty good. There's no good news, bad news. There is a remake, but it will not cut up. It will not cut up the time because it's a TV show. They made a TV show out of it. So no, it is a remake, but it is probably 9 or 10 hours, and it's on like Peacock or like one of those stupid ass streaming service. But there is an option. I give it 3.5, and that's why I'm surprised because I feel like it feels like it's more of a me movie than you movie, but
it definitely does.
But I mean it's great. I wanted to say it's not really a good horror movie. I don't think it's really like horror, and like that was one of the disappoint. I think it's a good movie, but it's more of like a psychological thriller kind of thing. I think nowadays this comes out, it's like it's not really violent, except like the demon kind of like aspect to things. It's pretty like vanilla, and I feel like those movie where like a woman is being gaslight for like an entire movie, an entire film, and like she's being told that like what she's seeing is not true. We've seen a lot of those recently. I feel like it's kind of like becoming not more and more, but like there's a lot of those kind of story. So I think like there's other option I would probably pick first before like watching this again, but it's not bad. It's just I wouldn't watch this for Halloween. Like I'm not qualifying this as like a scary movie.
No, I think that's a great point. Like it's when I was Googling, is Rosemary's Baby scary? A lot of the results I got was like, it is scary. So I was like anticipating a level of horror, which would freak me out. But this was just like another, like to your point, Alex, like a psychological thriller that has like layers like an onion to me that I liked, but not for the element of this being a horror film.
Awesome. This is the end of Spooktober. This is Halloween. And we're going to be coming back with a Begonia episode next week with Mary. And after that, I think we might do Running Man. If you're down, let's look into it. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.
Have a great Halloween.
Go Blue Jay.